The world's richest man just called Donald Trump's signature bill a disgusting abomination. And Trump, he fired back, calling Elon Musk a nut job and threatening to strip away billions in federal contracts. This isn't just a billionaire feud on social media. This is a clash of titans between technology and politics, ego and empire, power and the future of America. And what happens next could change everything.
Before we dive into today's mystery, here's something important. Over 95% of people who watch our videos aren't subscribed to the channel. If you enjoy this type of content, support this channel by subscribing. It only takes 2 clicks for you, but it means a lot to us. It helps us grow, reach more curious minds, and build a strong community around the questions that matter. So go ahead, hit that button, and let's keep exploring together.
It wasn't always like this. There was a time just a few years ago when Elon Musk and Donald Trump weren't enemies at all. In fact, they looked like partners. In 2017, Musk was invited to the White House as part of Trump's economic advisory team. At that time, Trump was positioning himself as a business-minded president, someone who could drain the swamp and surround himself with innovators. Musk was seen as the face of the future: electric cars, reusable rockets, private internet satellites. And Trump? He needed that energy, that success story, that validation from Silicon Valley. At first, the alliance seemed to work. Both men represented disruption, just in different fields. And for a while, they tolerated each other's differences, until that difference became too big to ignore. In June 2017, when Trump pulled the United States out of the Paris Climate Accord, Elon Musk made a choice. He resigned from the advisory council, saying, "I am departing. Climate change is real. Leaving Paris is not good for America or the world." That was the first public fracture, and though the headlines moved on, the tension never really disappeared. For years, the tension stayed quiet. A few jabs here and there, nothing that couldn't be ignored, until June 3rd, 2025, Elon Musk, on his own platform, called out a massive congressional spending bill, a bill backed by Donald Trump himself. He called it a, quote, disgusting abomination. That wasn't just criticism, that was an open challenge. Within 48 hours, Trump responded, loudly and personally. On his platform, Truth Social, he unleashed a full-scale verbal attack. He called Musk a nut job, accused him of being the most overrated businessman in history, and, more importantly, he threatened to cut off federal contracts to Musk companies. Those weren't empty threats. SpaceX has billion-dollar defense contracts. Tesla has benefited from tax credits, and Starlink, it's been critical in war zones and emergency response systems around the world. If Trump were to return to the White House, he'd have the power to disrupt, delay, or cancel those agreements. And in that moment, it became clear this wasn't about legislation anymore. This was about power.
And we will make America great again. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What a great...
To understand this feud, you have to understand what these two men represent. Elon Musk isn't just a billionaire. He controls one of the largest electric vehicle companies in the world. He sends rockets into orbit for NASA and the Pentagon, and he literally owns the satellites that provide internet to millions of people. But perhaps most importantly, he owns the platform where today's public conversation happens, X, formerly known as Twitter. Donald Trump, on the other hand, isn't just a political figure. He's a movement, a symbol, a brand. He doesn't just run for office, he dominates it. And whether you agree with him or not, his influence over tens of millions of Americans is undeniable. So when Musk and Trump collide, it's not just a fight between two egos, it's a war between two visions of America. One believes the future is built by technology, automation, and private innovation. The other believes the future is reclaimed through tradition, control, and political will. But this isn't a fair fight because they don't just clash over ideas. They both hold real-world levers of power. And when Trump threatens to use government authority to punish a corporate rival, he's not just talking, He's sending a message. Loyalty matters, and dissent has consequences. But Musk isn't backing down. If anything, he's pushing harder, calling for a new political party and positioning himself as a voice for the rational center. So is this just a feud, or is it something else entirely? The first signs of a future where the line between tech and politics disappears completely. You might be wondering, all this talk about billionaires and politics, what does it have to do with you? The answer, more than you think. Let's start with this. Elon Musk owns X. That means he controls the platform where global conversation happens. Politics, health, war, culture, business. It all flows through his algorithm. So when Musk goes to war with a political figure like Donald Trump, the platform itself becomes a battlefield. But it doesn't stop there, because Musk isn't just running social media. He builds the cars you drive, the satellites that power your internet, the systems that connect your home, your job, your school. If Trump becomes president again and decides to punish Musk, those technologies could stall, projects could be canceled, partnerships could collapse. And if that happens, it's not just a win or loss for Musk, it's a change in the world you live in. This conflict could shape how you access information, how much you pay for internet, whether electric cars remain affordable, and whether private innovation continues to drive progress or gets filtered through political agendas. Because in the 21st century, when governments and tech giants go to war, you don't just watch it happen, you live in its consequences. Elon Musk and Donald Trump may never meet on a debate stage, but make no mistake, they're already locked in one of the most defining power struggles of our time. One builds the systems, the other wants to control the state. One represents global innovation, the other commands political loyalty. And maybe the real story here isn't just about who wins, but about how blurred the line has become between public authority and private influence. In the past, we asked, who gets to lead the country? Today we ask, who builds the world we live in? Because in a world run by algorithms, satellites, data, and digital platforms, the ones who shape the future may not always be elected. Let us know what you think, because the future is already watching